In an unexpected turn of events, Elon Musk and Donald Trump's influence in the U.S. House of Representatives crumbled under the weight of their political overreach. Their attempt to push through a controversial legislative deal ended in utter failure, and the fallout is being felt across Washington. A real legislative deal is more than just a handshake between a few individuals. It involves negotiations between the House, Senate, and the President to secure enough votes for passage. It requires a clear path to approval.
Because it's shorter in pages, but increases the debt by $5 trillion is asinine.
Something that was sorely missing in Musk and Trump's approach. Their failure to recognize this basic principle is what led to their spectacular downfall. Trump confidently declared that Speaker Mike Johnson and the House had brokered a very good deal for the American people. However, it quickly became evident that this claim was far from reality. Musk and Trump had failed to bring key players, like Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and President Joe Biden, into their discussions. Their exclusion of these figures would prove disastrous for their bill's prospects. When the House vote finally came, it was nothing short of a disaster. Despite intense lobbying from Musk and Trump, 38 House Republicans voted against the bill. This rejection was a devastating blow to their plan, especially given that Trump had directly threatened those lawmakers with political retaliation if they didn't fall in line. Trump even promised to primary Republicans who voted against the deal. However, their threats fell flat. The 38 Republicans who stood firm in opposition sent a clear message that Musk and Trump's influence wasn't enough to force through a legislation that would have added trillions to the national debt. Musk, despite being the wealthiest individual in the world, and Trump, once a president, had failed to grasp the complexities of the political system. They had hoped their power and wealth would be enough to dictate the outcome, but the reality was far more complicated. Let's not forget that Musk's political influence has not fared well recently. His candidate for Republican Senate Majority Leader failed to win, securing only third place. Similarly, his efforts to make Matt Gaetz Attorney General collapsed. This bill failure is just another example of Musk's inability to understand how the legislative process works. Trump and Musk's bill, which made its way through the House, faced widespread opposition not only from Democrats, but also from Republicans who saw it as reckless. Among the provisions that sparked outrage was the proposal to suspend the debt ceiling for 2 years, something that could have led to unchecked spending and more tax cuts for the wealthy. Critics accused Musk and Trump of prioritizing billionaires while neglecting the needs of everyday Americans. Perhaps the most telling aspect of the proposed bill was the removal of funding for children's cancer research. This decision highlighted the disconnect between Trump and Musk's political ambitions and the real-life issues that affect ordinary families. Instead of advocating for policies that would help working-class Americans, their bill focused on measures that benefited the wealthiest individuals and corporations. Speaker Mike Johnson, recognizing the growing opposition, allowed the vote to proceed anyway, despite knowing that the bill was doomed. The result was a crushing defeat for Musk and Trump, with 38 Republican lawmakers rejecting the legislation. This failure undermines Trump's already diminished power within his party and exposes Musk's lack of political understanding. What makes this entire debacle even more frustrating for many Republicans is the hypocrisy it revealed. For years, the GOP has prided itself on being the party of fiscal responsibility. Yet, this bill would have added trillions of dollars to the national debt, all while providing tax cuts for the wealthy. Lawmakers like Chip Roy were quick to point out the absurdity of celebrating a bill that increased the debt by such a staggering amount. In the end, this episode serves as a powerful reminder that political influence requires more than just resources. It requires understanding the system, building consensus, and working within the framework of American democracy. Neither Musk nor Trump has yet managed to master these fundamentals.